I'm going to go over one possible approach for the math change flag. This is in week 2 under math and random instructions. At the very bottom of that assignment is that make change. Here are the instructions for this assignment, and then here's the sample output, basically giving it a number between 1 and 99 in cents, and it makes change in quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. I'm going to go ahead and copy the sample output, open up PyCharm, put that sample output here, and for this problem, first thing I do is define some constants. We got quarter, which is worth 25 cents, we got a dime, which is worth 10, and a nickel, which is worth 5. This isn't necessary, but adds some clarity. Then we're going to be counting the quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. So we can create a variable called num quarters, initialize that to 0, num dimes, initialize that to 0, and nickels. And we get a value. It's going to be an integer, and we're going to ask for an input. The input is this: enter a value between 1 and 99, and I'll make change for you. Make sure to include that extra space at the end. This goes in quotes because it's a string. And then first thing we need to do is determine the quarters. To do that, we say num quarters equals the value, and then we divide it by 25, which is the constant QTR, but we use integer division so that there's no decimal part. And then we take the value and we reassign it to the modulus of quarter. So that's the remainder, the number of cents that are left over after we've divided it by quarter. Now a shortcut for this is modulus equal. Next we determine the dimes. Num dimes equals the new value, integer division by dime, which is 10, and then again value modulus equal dime, 10. Next determine nickels. This is going to be num nickels equals value nickel, and then value modulus equal nickel, value, which is value equals nickel, or value equals value modulus nickel. So then now we have everything we need. The final value is just going to be the number of pennies left. So this is the output we want. Notice there's an extra line here. So what we need to do first is say print, here is your change, and let's see. There's an extra line before that, so I'm going to put the new line character at the beginning of that. And then we print the quarters, and then the number of quarters. That's one way to do it. Also, another way I like is you can use the format string here, like that. That's, I think, a little cleaner. Both work fine. And we're going to do dimes. You'll notice there's some auto-completing happening. PyCharm is trying to predict what I want to do next, and you can hit tab just to accept that prediction. And then finally the pennies. So print pennies, and this is just the value because it's what's left over. And then let's go ahead and save this, main.python. It always tests the code first, so we can test this to make sure we get the same output. If you look up here, this test was with 92. Play, enter 92, and you see it looks the same. You can right click on the main.python and say open in Explorer. Take that file, compress it to a zip file, and now this is the math change, and that's going to get run in the code checker. So we can go down here to the code checker, hit upload file, locate the zip file you just created, and upload it. And if it's correct, you'll get the flag.